Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of the Brand Builder Show, and today's episode is going to be all about influencer marketing, getting content creators to promote your products for extra traffic, extra sales on Amazon. It's going to be a juicy one. I'm looking forward to it, and to talk through all of these aspects, we've got Rob from Levanta. Hopefully I said that right. Rob, welcome to the show today.
Hey Ben, thanks so much for having me. Really excited to talk through everything influencer and affiliate marketing with you, and hopefully provide some valuable stuff for your crew here.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think it's an under discussed topic. I think there's been so much talk about Amazon launches, 2017, 18, Amazon PPC, 2019, 2020, 2021, and then external traffic with Google ads, etc., etc. There's been lots of talk about those aspects, but not much about driving traffic through content creators, affiliates, influencers, all of those terms that we can, of course, clarify for the audience what they can really do for the business. So I'm looking forward to the conversation. To give us a little bit of a background on you and what you do, and how you got to know so much about this space.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it's kind of funny. I'm glad to be where I'm at, and we've made a lot of impact in the affiliate and influencer marketing space. But at a certain point, I did think I invented affiliate marketing. This was probably about 8 years ago, when I was still in school. Actually, I had this great idea where people could get paid to promote other people's brands, and I was eventually shot down. People told me it was a $6 billion industry already, so that was an awakening. But that was just the beginning. I ended up spending, up until now in the sort of affiliate influencer marketing space. I used to work at an affiliate network called Tune, where that's kind of where I got my feet wet in the industry, learned a ton about affiliate and influencer. Eventually went on to start my own company called Grovia, which was an affiliate recruitment and discovery platform, which was eventually acquired by Acceleration Partners, one of the biggest affiliate and influencer agencies out there. I worked there for a while, worked on strategic initiatives with them, which is kind of where I started to explore how affiliate marketing could be applicable to the Amazon ecosystem. Had this great idea for an affiliate network specifically for Amazon sellers, and that is what eventually became Levanta. Acceleration Partners, the acquiring company, they're not a tech company. They're an agency. So they basically said, "Hey, Rob, that's a great idea. Why don't you go build it yourself?" So I did. I teamed up with my previous founders, Ian and Spencer. We built Levanta. I'll get on to exactly what that is and how it works. But it's been an incredible last year building the company, and honestly, it's been a smashing success so far.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more about the platform, because we have done a little bit of reaching out to bloggers and content sites if they're doing roundups of the 10 best products in this niche, and kind of trying to make connections there and get our products listed there, and that kind of thing. And so we've been playing with these ideas, but I feel like there's so much more beneath the surface. We're just kind of scratching the surface there. So I'd love to hear more on that from you. And I suppose at the start really is, what does a successful influencer marketing strategy look like? What are we talking about when we talk about influencer marketing, affiliate marketing, working with content creators? What are the foundations of what you do, and why it works so well for Amazon sellers specifically?
Yeah, it's it's a really important channel, because not only can it be huge for brand awareness, but also just for driving sales and driving performance. And then beyond that, there's a bunch of sort of additional benefits to it, which I'll get into as it relates specifically to Amazon. But when it comes to building a successful influencer and affiliate marketing strategy, I think first and foremost it makes sense to kind of acknowledge, it depends on your strategy. If it's purely a brand recognition play, then you're going to take a different approach to acquiring influencers. If you're trying to drive sales and external traffic, there's a different strategy to that. I think, for a lot of your bigger enterprise, like $100 million businesses, brand is a lot more important. So you can leverage influencer in that way. But I think for every other business, the 99% of businesses, you need to take a performance-driven approach to influencer marketing. And so I think first, what is an influencer in the first place? It can mean a lot of things. And that's why I've said influencer and affiliate so many times, because they're so similar. To me, an influencer is anyone who can influence others to explore your brand and eventually make a purchase on your website or purchase your product on Amazon. So this could mean somebody with a social media presence. It could mean, a customer of yours who, is telling their friends. It could be a company with an email list. So I think, starting by recognizing like, okay, what's my strategy? Do I want to take a performance-driven approach or a brand approach? And then going and acquiring different types of influencers and affiliates that can help you achieve those objectives is, that's the strategy. So if you as a brand can get your influencers to actually drive sales to your brand, that's a win in my mind. So that's the performance side of things.
Yeah. Okay. I think a lot of what you're talking about, if a D2C first brand owner is listening to this, they're like, yeah, duh. But I think a lot of Amazon sellers have lagged behind on this aspect of marketing. I think, of course, the nature of starting on Amazon is attractive for people that don't have a marketing background, because you don't have to do as much marketing, right? Because the customers are already there in their droves. But Amazon is getting more challenging, and Amazon sellers, or I suppose people that only sell on Amazon, are realizing that they have to get better at different aspects of marketing, and influencer marketing is definitely one of those things that it could be, but they've probably lagged behind. I wouldn't be harsh in saying that in the last few years with content creation, influencer marketing, affiliate marketing. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I mean, so previously Amazon didn't even have influencer and affiliate marketing as a channel that you could invest in. It was kind of a complete black hole. A lot of people aren't familiar with Amazon Associates, and they're like, well, why couldn't I use Amazon Associates? Because you literally couldn't. That's Amazon's affiliate program, where they go acquire influencers into that program and affiliates into that program and get them to drive sales to Amazon. Now, how do you get those influencers and affiliates to drive traffic to your brand specifically? That's a different question. And previously, it wasn't really possible. Now, with new platforms like Levanta, which we'll talk more about, Amazon Creator Connections, you get a lot more leverage in actually assuring that you can use these channels to drive performance to your brand. So now that there's this proper tooling, it's becoming a very quickly growing sort of channel.
Yeah, definitely. I would like to talk about the tooling, definitely, because there's some aspects that I think do fall down sometimes. So let's definitely come to that for sure. In terms of just someone starting out with influencers trying to drive traffic on Amazon, where do brands find influencers? Where's the best place to source these people that are going to be willing to drive traffic to Amazon, for example?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a handful of ways to do this, and I could probably go on an hour about specifically recruiting influencers. But some of the bigger ways are influencer networks. So think like your Upfluence or Isaiah's or Activation. I think Impact acquired this company about a year ago. So that's a good place to start. Just look at those influencer tools. There are probably 100 of these, all for different types of brands at different levels with different prices. So check those out. But then there's also affiliate networks that are generally going to be different than your average influencer network, but they're going to have similarities in that they have a lot of influencers in those networks, but that these influencers are a little bit more interested in working on a CPA or performance-based model, whereas your average influencer or your average influencer platform is going to be more like paid sponsorship focused, where you have to pay a flat fee only. And I think this kind of goes back to the strategy I was mentioning earlier. If you're performance focused and not so brand focused, you want to work with influencers who are willing to work on sort of a hybrid of like a flat fee and a performance. That way your incentives are better aligned. So affiliate networks are a great way to find those type of influencers. The last sort of method of identifying influencers, I think, is just DIY. It's not using any of these tools, but going to YouTube and searching keywords and looking for people that are specifically in your niche. If you sell scuba gear, go look for scuba diving influencers on YouTube or on TikTok or on Instagram. there's a lot of sort of open water that these influencer networks maybe haven't tapped into that you could potentially do in more of a DIY fashion.
Yeah, for sure. I think if you follow the Instagram account Influencers in the Wild, it will seem like there's influencers everywhere, right? There's millions of influencers all over the world, and everyone's trying to do their TikTok videos and all this kind of stuff. But so if that's the case, and then of course there's a flood of brands trying to then grab that attention as well, how does a brand owner stand out? How do you build good rapport? How do you, I think particularly with Amazon sellers, right? Because it's maybe less sexy, than a really nice glitzy D2C brand. If you're selling like dog poop bags on Amazon, like how do you stand out and say, hey, you should promote my poop bags? What do you do there?
Yeah, I'm totally with you. It is a little bit different than the D2C world, and you have to figure out a way to stand out from the noise. I will also preface, I think, rewinding a little bit, one thing to point out is that influencer marketing might not be a perfect fit for every brand. If you sell paper clips on Amazon, maybe you have, a $10 million business, but maybe influencers don't want to promote paper clips, so that's the first thing to think about is like being product led. Are people going to want to put this on their Instagram channel? Maybe you need to come up with a reason why your paper clips are better than the rest, and it is worthwhile for them to promote. But if you don't fall into that category where you can create something interesting, consider whether this is a good fit for you or not. Now, let's say you think you have a product that is worthwhile to promote. Yes, you need to stand out from the noise. And I actually was reading a quote from another sort of affiliate marketing expert in the space. His name's Matt Ferry, former founder of Smarter Chaos. He basically said that like influencers don't like creating and producing free content that would otherwise cost thousands of dollars. They don't want to just get a commission and a free widget to go out and create content for you. You actually have to build a partnership with like interesting incentives. So not only like, hey, here's free product, but here's why this product is great for you. Maybe don't come at the influencer with, hey, here's 10% commission for you. Like that's really not that interesting to them. Influencers, they do like to have some upfront money because they are doing some upfront work for you. Just like a salesperson wouldn't work on a commission-only job, same thing kind of applies to influencers. So offering some sort of like hybrid flat fee plus CPA, that usually helps. And then maybe some additional things like offering to, boost their content with some brand spend or, early access to new product drops, or maybe like, a lifetime supply of whatever product you may have. So coming up with like unique things and like, frankly, I always say, like, come out of the gates with this. Like, they get emails left and right, hearing from all sorts of brands. Like, give them your best right from the get-go so that you get that reply. Once you get that reply, you can work them from there.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people talk about seeding products to influencers, giving them products for free with no expectation of any posting or anything like that. Is that a tactic that's saturated now, or does it still work?
I don't think it's oversaturated. I think it definitely depends on the brand. Like some brands, like again, if you're very product led and you truly have like a viral type product, that can work. Like go get your product in everyone's hands because, X% of those folks are going to promote that product organically. You may not have to pay them at all, in which case, that's you're only spending the cost of the product on that, which in many cases is fairly low. So I personally, I haven't used that strategy because it's not, the same as like your true affiliate marketing where you're providing a commission, but I've seen it be effective with other brands before.
Yeah. I've seen people talk about seeding, and then if they like it, then building a relationship beyond that, which is an interesting way to go about it. You mentioned the technology, sometimes the breakdown of like the tooling side of things, and what you're doing then with Levanta. What are the main sort of pain points you're solving?
Yeah, I mean, so again, with Amazon sellers specifically, they never really had a tool to manage an affiliate program. So what a tool like Levanta does, or an affiliate network in general, it allows you to like manage and scale an affiliate program. So you have a place to onboard your affiliates and your influencers. So you give them a dashboard where they can log into and explore your products and see the commission rates and the price and create links. That's the first thing is like, there's some sort of like software that exists for them. Then the next piece is like tracking performance. Before, it was kind of a shot in the dark. Like your influencers might promote the product, but then you have no idea how many clicks, how many sales they've generated, and consequently you couldn't really pay them on a commission model. With Levanta and tools like Archer and Purge Plus, and even creator connections within Amazon, you're able to track clicks and conversions, and we calculate commissions, and we make it so you can sort of pay all of your influencers in one lump sum rather than having to manage payments individually. So that's another big piece of this. And then, like I said before, we also offer sort of that marketplace component where you can come in and discover new influencers, you can send messages, you can offer up free product. So there's just sort of a place to communicate with these folks, which is incredibly helpful.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, definitely. How long has it been going now?
So Levanta specifically has been around for about a year. We have over 100,000 products now onboarded to our platform. Over 500 brands are using Levanta, and thousands of influencers and affiliates, which is sort of our claim to fame right now. We've got a pretty great network of folks ranging from publications as big as CNN all the way down to sort of your micro influencers.
Yeah. Oh, awesome, man. And is it just for Amazon only?
So right now, yeah, it's just for Amazon sellers. There are tons of different tools out there for D2C brands to build influencer and affiliate programs. We're sort of the first to market that supports this for Amazon sellers.
Yeah, I've not heard of anyone doing it. So yeah, for sure, man. It's a much needed solution for sure. So the influencers, when they're doing the promotion, are they using their Amazon Associates account, or are you handling all of that side of it?
So when it comes to partnering with influencers and affiliates through Levanta, we actually integrate with the Amazon Attribution API. That allows us to essentially integrate with each individual brand, and they can set their commissions for their brand and their product specifically. And then on the other side of the marketplace, the creators are using Amazon links, obviously, but we have Amazon attribution tracking as opposed to Amazon Associates tracking. So our parameters just look a little bit different, but they operate in essentially the same way. And one thing that's kind of interesting is our tracking actually works in parallel with Amazon Associates. So an influencer can theoretically get the commission from Amazon Associates program as well as directly from the brand. And that makes it a lot more compelling for a lot of these creators to want to promote Amazon brands over D2C because they can get these two different commissions, and it's pretty lucrative for them.
Yeah, definitely. And what about if someone is going out, like I mentioned, we were going to Google and finding content sites and trying to sort of connect with them, that kind of thing. If I go out and find 5-10 people like that want to promote our products, is that something then we can integrate with Levanta, or is that something that's kept separate?
Yeah, absolutely. So, this kind of goes back to my previous point about DIY affiliate recruitment, and it really can be one of the more successful forms of growing an affiliate program. I would never really rely on the affiliate network alone, especially if you're in a particular niche. You're going to be going and finding influencers on your own. And our goal is to give you a home to onboard sort of any partner you want to work with. So if you find a YouTuber, or you mentioned a blogger or a content site, if they're not on Levanta, it's really easy to get them on board so that you can give them a home and, make it easy for them to start promoting your products and start getting paid from you.
Yeah, definitely. That's really cool. And then obviously once you get that set up, you mentioned Amazon Attribution, so they're able to then claim the brand referral bonus, the brand?
Yeah, great point. So when you're using the Attribution API, you get roughly a 10% kickback as the seller on any sales generated through attribution, hence through Levanta, that's a big perk because you can essentially offer a 10% commission and you're getting that back. And then you're kind of breaking even on that. And another interesting thing, and this applies to maybe only some sellers, is that any traffic that goes through the attribution API, you can actually retarget that with Amazon ads on Amazon, which is, previously there are very few channels that you can actually use to retarget customers on Amazon. Yeah. This becomes one of the very few.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's really really helpful because, like you say, you can offer a 10%, which I imagine is not going to get too many influencers interested. But then if you say offering 20, 30%, the first 10% is covered by that, isn't it? Which is really cool. Is there like a threshold you would say, you really need to be offering X% to be able to attract influencers?
I always say at least 10% because anything less than 10%, you're not only getting free traffic, but then you're getting paid on top of that from Amazon. So, share the love back with your creators, give them what they deserve. Our average on Levanta is 20%. And I say that's average for a reason because it's a pretty average payout. We have brands paying up to 80%, either breaking even or even sometimes losing because they know the benefits of acquiring these customers long term. Also, any external traffic through the attribution API, it has a really big influence on your organic rank on Amazon or your bestseller rating. And so a lot of people are just using this external traffic channel as a way to boost their on Amazon rank, which you may offer a way higher commission in that case.
Yeah, I think there's there's many scenarios where it could make sense to offer higher because we would talk about with PPC. You've got your ACOS and your tacos, right? I don't know if these are terms that you would sort of talk about much, but your ACOS, your average cost of sale or advertising cost of sale, that might be 25-30% to break even, but you would be willing to push that much higher if it then drives organic sales because then overall your total advertising cost is going to be lower. And it's very similar with this, isn't it? It's like an opportunity to drive that organic rank so that whereas it might cost you 50% of the product price to get that sale, the overall impact is going to be much more and drive much more profit in the business.
Absolutely, and not to mention on that same track, these users, depending on your product, these might turn into returning customers. So that the lifetime value of the customer could be tremendously higher. If you're selling light bulbs, people might want to come back and get those same light bulbs when those ones die out. So yeah.
Is there anything that your most successful clients are doing aside from offering a juicy commission? Are there any other tactics, strategies that they're using to really make the most of this channel?
Yeah, I think that commission is only a small portion of it. I really think the big thing is recruitment strategy holistically, and commission kind of plays a role in that. I think the brands that are having the most success on Levanta are the ones that are using our network to go out and reach out to as many affiliates that already kind of understand this ecosystem, and then there's folks that are going and recruiting outside of our network and bringing like you mentioned new content sites and YouTubers and Instagrammers kind of into their own personal affiliate program. Like folks that invest in that side of things are getting the most out of the platform.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's really good, man. Really good. And what do you see for the next sort of phase of Levanta? Where are you heading? What's going to be some things that you're adding in the future?
Yeah, we got a lot planned. I'm really excited for. The first thing is that we're expanding globally. So right now we're actually US only, or I should say we only support the US Amazon marketplace. Pretty soon we're going to be supporting Canada, Mexico, Germany, UK, Italy, France, and so on. Really anywhere that the Amazon attribution API is available, you'll find that you'll be able to start a Levanta account there. So keep an eye out for that. We're doing a lot more to support different types of affiliates. We come from again, the affiliate marketing background where there's more than just content and influencer. There's email networks, there's sub-affiliate networks, there's media buyers. So just building a lot more tools to where more types of affiliates can send more traffic to Amazon. That's sort of our big initiative now.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. One thing I forgot to ask actually was the work for the brand owner or the seller in terms of they create the relationship with the influencer. Do they then have to continually supply them with images and copy and all that kind of stuff like to use in their marketing, or do the creators kind of handle that side of it?
Yeah, I think that's brand by brand. I think that if you looked at a lot of the most successful sellers on Levanta now, they're doing a lot of recruitment, and then once influencers and affiliates realize, wait, we can start making money on this, there isn't a lot of management left to do. If they want more free product, send product when you can, but like a lot of folks are using the Amazon images as creative, right? Like you already kind of put a lot of work into creating good creative on your Amazon listing. Affiliates are able to leverage that. But I do think, this is one thing we didn't talk about that I meant to mention in your best practices for influencer management. It's building a community where people are constantly engaged with your brand. Influencers constantly want to be promoting your products, as new products come out, or month after month, sort of resurfacing your product in their content. I would say a bad example of an affiliate or influencer partnership is if you paid $1,000 up front, they made one post, you weren't able to really measure it, and you never see them again. That didn't work. You want to do the opposite of whatever that is, right? That's why I mentioned, working with these creators not once but multiple times, but then also turning your customers into influencers and affiliates as well, because those people likely already love your product, and they're out there, or they can be out there promoting your product as well. So, this is just the idea of community building. It ties really closely in influencer marketing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting thought. You mentioned turning your customers into your influencers. How easy is that to do? Is that a case of in a follow-up sequence say, hey, here's a link to Levanta, sign up and we'll pay you some money? How does that side of it work?
Yeah, that's a great question. So on the D2C side, it's pretty easy. There are a lot of tools for managing these types of things. Like Social Snowball is one that's really trending right now. On the Amazon side, things get a little bit trickier because, truthfully, I'm not an expert in like what you can and can't do when you deliver product to your customers, but something like a QR code or a link to, hey, here's our referral program, and you just put a link to your Levanta program, simple as that. That's kind of one way of doing things, and I've actually seen a brand on our platform have success with doing it that way.
Yeah, nice. Good stuff, man. It's a really interesting platform. I'm going to definitely check it out, and definitely I'm sure a lot of our listeners will be checking it out as well, because like you say, there's not really anything like it in the space, and external traffic really is such a big boost for Amazon, so it's a great way of combining those things. Is there anything we haven't talked about, any features of the tool or any aspects of driving influencer traffic on Amazon that we haven't mentioned that might be good to just finish on?
Yeah, I have a couple things in mind actually. So, on the topic of affiliate influencer, it depends if you're omni-channel really. Like if you're selling on Shopify and on Amazon, there are a lot of tools out there that could potentially support you in these efforts. Levanta is specific to your Amazon products, but I'd also recommend checking out products like Impact or AWin for your D2C affiliate platforms. And one, I mentioned Social Snowball that's really trending in sort of like building community and building ambassadors. Another one I would check out for brands is Super Affiliate, which is basically turning your influencers almost like part of your team, where you could build co-branded landing pages and they can go kind of promote your products on your own domain. So it's just kind of like around co-branded content, which I think is a big piece. So, influencers evolving and just keeping up with the tools that support, the involvement of the industry, I think is super important.
Yeah, definitely. You've mentioned a couple of times there about keeping in contact with your influencers. Obviously, that's a big part of what you would recommend. What would you say to people like a month? Obviously, it shouldn't be so regimented, right? But just in the back of their mind, should they be thinking, I need to keep them in touch with what's going on in the brand every month, every week? How much is too much?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is something that most affiliate managers and agencies will do is have some sort of like frequent engagement, whether that's a newsletter or just sending a message through the platform. What I like to do, putting my affiliate manager hat on, is definitely always make your affiliates aware of any sort of promotional periods, whether that's a holiday or for Amazon sellers, maybe it's a Prime Day, something like that. But then just beyond that, a regular cadence of, hey, we launched this new product, or hey, we're boosting your commission for this period. A newsletter is a great way to do that. So I would say, monthly is usually a pretty good bet.
Yeah, that's good. Good thoughts. Awesome, man. Well, this has been super helpful. I think it's opening a lot of people's eyes. I think it will be opening a lot of people's eyes to the potential and the possibilities with really an untapped traffic source for a lot of Amazon sellers. Where can people find out more about yourself, about the tool, if they want to explore it some more?
Sure, yeah. I mean, first and foremost, if you want to check out Levanta, it's levanta.io. That's levanta.io. Kind of a tricky one to spell, I've noticed. But
where does that come from, by the way?
I'm Rob. Sorry?
Where does that come from, by the way, the name?
So Levanta is it's Spanish for to raise or to lift or to elevate.
Nice.
And we started the company when I was in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So I was just thinking of Spanish words, and that was one of them that kind of sounded smooth.
Nice. Yeah, cool, man. I like it.
Yeah.
And sorry, you were saying about the and how to get started with that. Just go to the website.
Yeah, so like you can get started at levanta.io. You can also find me if you want to connect with me directly at LinkedIn, Rob Schab.
Yeah.
It's probably another tricky spelling. Schab is my last name, so.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. Well, of course, we'll leave links for everyone in the description so they can easily get in touch with you there. But no, thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate your time and your thoughts, and it'll be super helpful for a lot of people, I think. So yeah, thanks for taking time out.
Awesome. Really appreciate it, Ben. Great to chat with you. Thanks for the great questions, and hopefully somebody learned a thing or two from this. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. For sure. Amazing. Well, there you have it, guys. A new traffic source potentially for your business, influencer marketing, content creators. Definitely one to tap into, because I bet you the majority of your competitors on Amazon aren't doing this. So get in whilst there's opportunity, a big, wide open, blue ocean opportunity, as we say, and check out Levanta and all that Rob's doing. And we'll see you in the next episode, same time next week. Take care.